Live. I am so happy you could make it. The whole idea here is to have some fun, chat, get some questions answered, maybe show off what you're doing, and get to know each other a little bit better. So sit back, relax, grab a drink. The stream is about to begin. There, that's better. Yeah, this is kind of hilarious because I've just spent 15 minutes talking to our first guest, not realizing I did not go live. So I guess I'm out of practice, so I'm sorry. So let me greet everyone in the chat, and then I will ask our first guest just got a DIY to come on back into the studio, and we will talk about what we talked about, because I think it's going to be really interesting for people to see what a real DIY project is about, and this is a nice one. So let me say hi to Drew Janes and Yavi Gwaltney, Jay Carey, Marine Life, hi, Broke Reef Man 45, Awoken, Reef Keeper, hey Phil, how's it going? AL, the Reef and Rican. Lots of people in here tonight. Yeah, Marine Life, you said let's start. And I was talking to you and your comment was up here, but of course we weren't live. So yeah, I do apologize for that. Anyway, Straight Reefer, T40, nice to see you, T. Mermaid's Reef, thanks for coming by, Mermaid's Reef. Now, Marine Life, you had the question about nitrate and phosphate, and it looks like in the chat you've been discussing it. So hopefully you got the answers that you needed from somebody there. But if not, just drop a comment in, and perhaps our guest can help once he's in here. Who else is here? Jessica J. Nice to see you, Jessica. Hey, Ash, nice to see you too. Moe's Nano Reefs, Braveheart Reefer. Wow, we have 23 people already. This is awesome. Chi-Town Reefer, nice to see you again too. Drama D. Oh, this is good. Lots of people back after I skipped a week. We had, of course, my first grandchild was born a week ago. And yeah, that was a busy week. So let's bring in our first guest, and we'll do the troll question, even though he's already done it. I'll let him tell you again. And our first guest is Just Got a DIY. This is Paul Blaney. And if you guys don't know Paul Blaney or recognize the name, he was basically the OG of live streaming. And this is going back probably almost 4 years when I think YouTube sort of took a turn when it came to the reefing community, and a whole bunch of new channels started up at that point. So I recall those live streams going well into the night, and I found myself wondering who has time for this. and now I understand a lot better than I did then how important they are and what they mean to people. So Paul, you, I have to say, were the first I can remember, but I just joined in February of 2016. So I don't know of anyone who did before you. Oh, Carlos 23, nice to see you. So Paul, your troll question, it's not a hard one. It's an icebreaker. Got to put on the troll glasses. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So in one sentence, describe your first reef tank, please.
Have to be epic failure.
You know, we hear that a lot. We hear disaster and all kinds of stuff. So what size tank was it, and what happened?
It was 100-gallon that I got for $100 on Facebook, trying to get back into the fish tank thing after many years. I had many freshwater tanks, never a saltwater tank. So I showed up. This was 100-gallon. It had a sump and a return pump and all this plumbing and holes in it, and it was just really interesting, and I never turned back. You know, I definitely crashed the tank, filling it up with tap water, not knowing. My DKH was up of 17, and then I went and got RODI water and mixed it up in a bucket with a spoon and some salt and threw it in there and brought my DKH all the way down to like 10 or 11 within no time. And wondered
Oh
why
no.
everything died after I just fixed it.
Wow. I'm sure you're not the only one who has had something like that happen to them.
I hope not. I mean, I hope so, but I mean, I hope I'm not the only idiot.
Well, I used tap water with my first tank because the people that gave it to me, it was sadly neglected, and they said, "Oh no, you just use tap water and put conditioner in it, prime or whatever it was." So yeah, I was tap water, and that was kind of a nightmare for the first year until I learned. Oh, we have a few more people to say hi to. Marcus's Reef. Abe Rosekrantz, thanks for coming by. American Reefing. Hey, American Reefing. Tony Close, nice to see you. Congratulations on your grandchild. Yes, it was quite the exciting week for us. So, Paul, you've got this DIY project, and I've been following this along because it's. Sorry? Oh, was that me? Was somebody got me on YouTube? It's interesting to me because so much of it is stuff that you have put together and you have made, and that goes right through to your overflow box and all that kind of stuff. So maybe tell us a little bit about what you got here.
We got a Petco 75-gallon tank and the 40-gallon breeder underneath. Some Ocean Revive lights, and then everything else you see I did myself. Like you said, I did the overflow box. I did all this stuff, cut in the slots for the weir. I mean, all of it, everything is all done by me. The sump, I did all this. I don't like cleaning up salt creep, so I made the little blocker for the bubbles as they're coming up from the returns. An area for dang it, losing my words. An area for the filter floss, my own little skimmer stand, and the skimmer section, the the refugium. Another little spot that I made, little custom holder for the doser, little spot for the automatic top off. Just little tiny things that make it easier as you're going through. Do things a little custom the way you want them instead of having to buy them and just deal with them the way they are from the store. If you have an idea, you can just throw it in there real quick. That's why I like doing DIY stuff so much. You can just make it your own.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the sump that I had on my 20-gallon Nano was just a 15-gallon. We bought it from a guy as a package who had started it as a project and just never got anywhere with it. And that was kind of hard because he had drilled the tank himself, but the holes were in a really weird spot. So it causes all kinds of problems. But of course, when I bought it, I didn't know any of this. And it was my husband who did all the reading on it. And because I had just discovered YouTube, we found a lot of great information on there. And you're so right. You can do pretty much whatever you want. And there's so many options. It becomes confusing sometimes, but once I learned how it actually worked, because I never really understood how a sump worked. It was like, how on earth does that thing not overflow all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
it was all really, I mean, and when you think about it, just buying the pre-made sump kit, which is however they decide to do it, whatever they decide to give you, was like 120 or 140 bucks on eBay. It was 90 bucks, just under 90 bucks for an entire 4x8 sheet of acrylic.
Oh my.
So everything that you see, the sump, the overflow box, all the skimmer stand, the this, the coral viewer. I mean, everything that I've built out of acrylic has been, with the weld on stuff and everything. It was like 112 bucks. It was less than just the kit for the 40 breeder, and then you can And
Wow.
you can do anything you want at that point. All the little things that make you happy that you would never get if you would have just bought something pre-made from somebody else that didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can remember doing everything myself and not everything, but not feeling as if I could spend money on something pre-made and always trying to do things. And to use a Paul Blaneyism, sometimes they were pretty jankety, to tell you the truth. But I bought myself a skimmer stand, and that was kind of the first thing I ever treated myself to for the XL425 was a skimmer stand. And other than that, I know exactly what you mean. It's one of those things where you soon learn that doing it yourself, you get exactly what you want. So anyway, all right. So that overflow box, I saw your most recent video was about that, or maybe that was Instagram I'm thinking of.
I did a little show on both of them. I think I actually did a video of basically to where I am now. The only thing I haven't shown really, because I lost I didn't have any room on my phone, so I lost a bunch of the stuff deleting it because I already uploaded it to iMovie. All the stuff that I did to the sump, everything. I recorded all of it and then uploaded it to iMovie. Didn't have enough space to put it back to my phone to upload to YouTube, so I deleted those off my phone.
Oh no.
And it took them right out of iMovie and completely messed me up.
Yeah, iMovie is strange that way. If you delete the original video, it is attached to that. It uses that to make itself, and it's not until you export the movie to your photos that you can get rid of those things. Yeah. Drama D is asking if we can see the canopy a little closer.
Yeah. These are just little brackets that I made out of plywood and threw some screws into where the brackets actually went that came with the Ocean Revives. Ari actually gave me these Ocean Revives and the RODI unit. He hooked me up really nice.
Oh man, that's nice.
So, and
That
I'm going
looks good.
to enclose all this and wrap it all in. I'm going to have a door here that comes up, and then, the standard right and left ones that come up. So I can get anywhere in the tank. It's going to be just as open as it is now. The return pump is actually going to come over here right by the overflow, and I'm just gonna run it right out here. I'm gonna get one of those random flow generators to put on this, and then probably throw an MP10 back here on the back wall, and an ice cap gyro up here on this brace right here. I want to try and put one up here. If it can't do that because it doesn't go down lower, I'm gonna make another bracket that actually extends it so it goes there, because I don't want anything on the glass anywhere.
Right.
All my
Yeah.
other ones, I had, you remember, I'm sure, the drop off. I had the two right here and right here because it was 2 feet wide, but and they were just always in the way, and it sucked.
Yeah. And it looks it really adds a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aussie Joe Reefer says, "Hi everybody. I am enjoying this live chat. Thanks for coming in, Aussie Joe." Yeah, we were talking a little earlier before before I went live about your tanks are always peninsulas, and that's something I really like about this one. It even where it is, and it's going to be really really nice once you get it all up and filled and right inside your front door.
Yep. So everybody that walks in, that's the first thing you see, and then when you're sitting in the living room, that's pretty much all you see.
Yep.
Because I don't watch TV. I hate TV.
Oh, Man Cave Reef. Hi, Man Cave Reef. Chimp the Reefers here. DM's Reef Tank. DM's Reef Tank is commenting that you're still going to have to get pumps for water movement, and that's where you were mentioning the gyre. So the ice cap gyre, that's a 75. So is it 48 inches?
Is what the tank? Yes, is 48 inches long. Yep.
So I'm assuming you have to get a bigger size gyre if that's the only pump you're going to have.
Well, I'm going to have the random flow generator.
Oh, right.
Put an
Yeah.
MP10 over on the back wall.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to try and do the rockscape where the MP10's kind of lower, where it doesn't mess with the sand. I got a larger grain sand.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try and put it as low as I can and kind of hide it as best as I can with the rock rose.
Right. Yeah, and the other thing I'm finding with the whole flow thing, what I'm learning is I don't have low flow areas in my tank. I thought I did, but none of them are a place that I would want to put coral. So what I've had to do is put things like mushrooms and some other corals that can't stand a lot of flow right close to the power heads or underneath them, below them, so that they're not being affected by the water that's moving around. And it's really limited what I've been able to do. And it's not something I even thought of because I only have nano power heads in my 48-inch tank.
Hmm.
They're pretty much all in the back wall coming forward or aiming to the side and down the back to keep the area behind the main rocks clean. So there's a lot of flow in there. And the random flow generator, what a godsend that is. Those things are
Yes,
amazing.
I'm thinking if those the one random flow generator, the Gyra, and the MP10 aren't enough, I'll just add more random flow generators and just put the lock line and kind of bring it out. And I can, you know what I mean? You can put 2 or
Yeah.
3, 4 of them and run them all over, kind of 2 of them over here, 2 of them over there, whatever. So
Yeah. And what return pump are you planning to use? Like, will you get a DC pump that you can adjust
yeah,
the
something
output?
I
Yeah.
definitely want to be able to adjust, only because this is the first time I've done something like that. So it would be really in my benefit to get something adjustable
Yeah.
because of overflow. So if it's not going fast enough, you can always ramp it up. If it's going too much, you can tune it down.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
high door, I forget what size, but the high door, pretty much one of their smaller ones.
Yeah, I was talking to the guy at Reefapalooza Chicago from High Door talking about their circulation pumps, the return pumps.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fairly new, are they not?
Yeah, before I got out of the hobby like a year and a half ago, because of everything, they didn't have those, I don't think, or they
No.
definitely weren't mainstream anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because they always did power heads and small accessories, and I'm sure they did other things too, but it until you're looking for it, you're not aware of what's there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Deltec also has a line of return pumps, and I talked to that guy for quite a while. I love my Deltec skimmer, and so
Skimmers, aren't they?
oh, it's the thing is amazing. It just is such a workhorse. Oh, we have a few more people here. Hey, Ash, I think I said hi to you before. Skookumchuck Reefer, Chimp the Reefer, the Salty Reef. Hello. There's Billy Pipes. Hey, everyone. Roscoe asks how everything is going. And who else we got? I'm trying to teach myself to do a better job with the chat. So if anybody asks a question and I miss it, please put it in there again, and I will try to pick it up the next time. We've got David H. 1904 here. Hello. Billy Pipes just got done dipping everything. I guess there was a frag swap today. I wonder if it was affected by the weather at all. Mar Reef has a Deltec skimmer. Oh, and thank you, the Salty Reef. Oh, missed that one. There we go. You're welcome. Thanks everybody for coming by. Who else have we got? Yavi Gwaltney never met a skimmer he liked. Well, yeah, that was me with the Bulbomegas Curve A5. I hate that thing. I hated that thing. So, Paul, I can't remember if it was now or before you were talking about the cost of a sheet of acrylic versus the cost of buying everything.
Oh yeah, I think that was on the last stream.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, I really like to DIY so that you can get everything you want, all the little goodies, upgrades, and stuff. It just ends up being a lot cheaper. Because I mean, it's kind of fun. I understand not everybody has the time for it or the knowledge or whatever you want to call it, the oomph to get out there and do it by themselves. But for less than the price of just buying the kit off of eBay for this 40-gallon breeder, to be turned into a sump. I got the sheet of acrylic. I made the inside, outside overflow box. A skimmer stand, coral viewer. I mean, I made all kinds of things. I did upgrades inside the stand or the sump for salt creep. I made my own stand for the filter floss. You know, all the different sections. A holder for dosing pump hoses. The automatic top off holder. Just all little weird things that you wouldn't get if you spent 120, 130 bucks on a kit from eBay. You just get whatever they give you.
Yeah, exactly. And I like, was the whole sheet black?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. That looks really sleek.
Just like a sheet of plywood, you know what I mean? And
yep.
Cut it down. Actually, I kind of cheated a little bit, and I got the guy at the acrylic shop to cut 10-inch strips off of it so that I didn't have to try and cut with the sump. So it just made it really easy. I just had to cut for the width because I didn't know what it was at the time.
Yep.
And it was as easy as could be.
Nice. We have Doctor of Welsh Magic. And boy, Welshie, he's up in the middle of the night once again to join us. That's crazy. I mean, I'm the one who usually stays up till 2 and 3 in the morning, so I know what that's like, but I guess for some people that's not a normal thing. We have a question here from Marine Life. Hi Skookum Chuck. I saw you say hi back there. And thanks, Ash. I appreciate the support. Marine Life wants to know, he has a coworker with a 30-gallon deep that's been freshwater for a couple of years. Should he convert it to a reef tank and use the 10-gallon acrylic for the sump? I don't know. I guess 30-gallon deep, would that be almost a cube?
They're kind of rectangular. They have I know the 29 tall is more. It's more like the 90 gallons. They're tall and rectangular.
Yeah. I had a 29 tall, and I guess the question I would ask is, if it's a deep tank, is it something you can easily reach the bottom to do stuff? Because I will say the next tank I get is not going to be any more than 23 inches deep, even if I have to make the darn thing 4 by 8 feet to get my 300 gallons. Because man, oh man, I hate getting, I have these long obstetric disposable gloves that go right up to your shoulder, you know? And the number of times I've been doing stuff in the bottom of the tank because I put a tight nitrile glove over top of the hand section, because the hand section in those disposable things is useless. And the number of times I've come up out of the tank and spilled water all over the floor because it's gone inside the top of the glove. It's just crazy. So I'm not doing that anymore. So that's what I would think about, is the depth, whether it's something you can handle. I mean, you can always add sand to a depth that's going to take some of that up, but it depends what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like, pretty much don't even like freshwater tanks anymore. It's funny. The guy who built my tanks before, all day long, he's building these 3 to 5, all the way up. He has a 1,000-gallon tank he just built, and they're all freshwater tanks. Who spends $15,000 to put cichlids in a tank?
DIY, the king of DIY, I guess.
Yeah, 2,000-gallon tank to put an arowana in it.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos. Cool idea.
Yeah. What I found about talking to people, I don't know if you guys know of Deb Tim, a Canadian girl. She's got mainly cichlids, but some other fish as well. And we've become quite good friends. And what she loves about freshwater is that she can constantly make changes to the aquascape, to the fish population. She can keep up with the cleaning, and I don't know how many tanks she has now, but she has at least 5 show tanks, as far as I know, with the minimum size being, I believe, a 55. And the biggest, I think, is, I want to say, a 150. And it's all fresh water. And we've talked a little bit about saltwater because we all know, of course, cichlids are the gateway fish to saltwater. And she's very intimidated by it. And I can understand that because it's taken me 8 years to learn the little bit that I know. And it could all, it could all go bad tomorrow. As we all know, one little thing could happen and then your tank crashes. It's happened to me several times. So I understand why it's intimidating. But then I think what people don't understand is how rewarding it is when you are successful and when you do have those moments of pure euphoria just looking at everything. So I don't know whether you get that in freshwater. We had 9 freshwater tanks at one time, with the biggest being a 125. And as much as I liked them, I enjoyed the fish. All I had to do was feed. My husband did all the water changes and the cleaning. It's not the same. Everything can be healthy and wonderful, but it's just not the same as saltwater. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed my days in freshwater. I had the arowanas and the pacu and what were the other Oscars. I've had alligator gars, all kinds of stuff. But it's just, I don't know. It's not the same now that I went to saltwater. It just seems like a waste. I know everybody's different, but that's just my little go on it.
Yeah, well, saltwater is a time sucker, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So compared with freshwater, so if you want to keep fish there are lots of exotic choices in freshwater, where if you want something a little different that most people don't have, you can certainly do that. And planted tanks, I guess they're a challenge on a whole other level.
Yeah, when you start adding all that stuff, you got to start adding CO2 supplement and everything else because it's sucking it right out of the water, nutrients, nitrogen and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, we have people. Sorry.
I guess I could see it. That's kind of the freshwater equivalent to coral, I suppose, when you start getting into a planted tank.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we have people talking in the chat about their various types of sizes of tank. That is their dream tank.
Yeah, I definitely missed the 500 and the 140 drop off, but on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. Yeah, Yavi Gwaltney is saying he thought he wanted a 750 XXL until seeing at the fish store. He's 6'4" and could not reach the bottom at the back from the front. So yeah. Yeah, I think mine will be 84 by 36 by 23, maybe 24, but probably 23. And I think that's around 280 gallons. I figured it out. So that's close enough. All I would need to do is add another 4 or 5 inches to get 300 gallons to the depth front to back. So we'll see.
Yeah.
If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. So,
Yeah, absolutely. There's no time like the present.
Yep.
Carlos,
20.
You should grab some rock and start cycling it and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you a secret. I have a 90-gallon transition tank already running at my daughter's house. It's got RODI water in it, and I'm assembling filtration now and lighting and water movement. And I want it to cycle and be mature by the time we're ready to move. We are going to be moving in the next, year or so. And I'm giving myself lots of time to get that tank mature. So when the time comes, I just have to transfer the contents of my existing tank and turn that room back into a bedroom so we can sell our house. So
awesome.
That's underway. And I have some really gorgeous, I guess they're antique coral skeletons that I'm going to be putting in that tank. So yeah,
Antique
we'll see
coral
what
skeletons?
happens. Sorry?
Antique coral skeletons?
Well, I feel pretty sure they came from the Caribbean just based on what they look like, but I bought them from a guy along with a 20-gallon tank that I needed for the Molly breeding tank and a couple other things that he was just selling in this big blue bucket. And he listed it as Tonga branch on Kijiji. But when he showed the pictures, I went, no, that is not Tonga branch. That is huge pieces of not elk horn, but something similar to that. And I mean, they're the branches are the size of my hand and as thick as my arm. So these things were huge. And of course, it would be totally illegal to take them across any border now, I'm sure. Which is why I feel pretty sure they're from many, many years ago from somewhere. But anyway, I'll probably do a video on that when I do put them in the tank. I am going to put them, once I make it into salt water, it's going to go in there and start cycling and start curing. And then when the time comes that I have to make room for what I have in my current tank, I'll just set up another tank to maintain those rocks. And then hopefully when the time comes, I can start with a good base of a variety of cycled rocks and then add to that. We'll see. You can make plans, but you never know, right?
Exactly. It's going to go how it's going to go.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm going to put up the email if anybody wants to come in and show us what you have. I did send out a couple of emails before the stream started, and I had a problem with this the last time I did it. I think some of them did not land, so I think I made a mistake or something went wrong. So if anybody is interested in coming in, being a guest, showing what you've got, then send me an email at reefgrrl@gmail.com. I will send you out the link. You do not need an app or a password or an account. It's very, very easy. All right, what do we got in the comments here? ATM in Las Vegas is closing? Roscoe, really? I hadn't heard anything about that. I wonder what's going on with that. They're the people that do that show called Tanked, right?
Yep. Acrylic tank manufacturing.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. Too many people realizing they can get in the game making acrylic fish tanks and make them a hell of a lot cheaper than them dudes are willing to do it for.
Yeah. Maybe. I think they're a niche product, though, really. I mean, the average person, they probably wouldn't, it wouldn't be cost effective to do a tank for you or me, you know, being average people. It would have to be someone who would want something really, really special. Odramedy says he thinks they're moving to a new location.
That sounds more like it.
Yeah. Hey, Hector, Calypso's Reef is here. Hector, do you want to come in the studio and show us what's going on with the Twin Cities and the right and the left and your bigger display and all that stuff you got going on over there? You moved a bunch of stuff too, so it'd be nice to know how that's going. Sorry, I'm just reading comments. Dramedy wants to know what I fragged up today. What did I frag today? Well, nothing, because I was busy getting my tank maintenance caught up because I was away for 5 days this week at my daughter's place. And I have a bit of a break for a few days while the other grandma takes over. And I'm going back again tomorrow. So I do, though, have a bunch of huge frags of the Montipora hirsuta. Dogs are playing upstairs. We have our daughter's dog here. It's a French bulldog, and she's a lunatic. Anyway, yeah, so there was some sort of a fight, I think, near the hirsuta, and a whole bunch of large branches got broken off. So I've put those on a frag rack. I do believe they were in the end clip on today's video, if anybody watched that far. But that's pretty much it. I also have fragging to do in Mollywood, and it might be time to frag the RG Weepy Toadstool. So Rocco Tito, if you're watching, they can cross the border legally because it's a soft coral. And the disc, the top disc of the toadstool is at least, I want to say 6 inches across now. It's huge. So I feel like I could get the scissors and just cut around and cut a strip off and get about 8 or 9 frags of it. So I'm really going to have to get up my nerve to do that, though, because any of this stuff I find it scary. Oh, Calypso says he might come in a few seconds once he finishes some stuff. Skookum Chuck Reefer. Yeah, but so what? If you show us your tank, then people don't feel so bad when they don't clean their glass. So come on, it's not an excuse. So Marine Life wants to know, what is better, all-in-one tanks or a la carte? By a la carte, you mean assembling all the pieces for the sump and all that kind of thing, I assume. Honestly, from my experience so far, I love the all-in-one. It feels like it's less work until you need to do maintenance and clean your pump or do some cleaning in the chambers in the back. Depending on where your tank is and how it's situated, it can be a royal pain to get in there and do that maintenance. And I did a video about neglect in Mollywood a couple weeks ago, and that's what it was about. The fact that I have to take that return pump out and clean it, and it's going to be a big job that I'm going to have to prepare myself for, not just mentally, but get all the tools ready that I might need and just go for it. But Billy Pipes, the Jabo DCS 1200 arrived. And I haven't opened the box yet because, of course, I want to get it on video and I haven't had time. So that was what I was waiting for to get started on that job. So yeah, all in one, I think if you can find something that's the size you like for example, I want to say Innovative Marine probably has a fairly large all-in-one. Mine's a 40. I don't know if they have a 60 all-in-one, maybe also an 80. The SR series they used to have. I would just say that you have to plan ahead a little bit more for maintenance on the equipment that's in the back. Make sure you can reach it. And that was probably something that I could have done a better job, making the tank a little further out from the wall. I don't know. But mine's on wheels. So if I absolutely had to, I could probably move it out so I could get at it. So I don't know if that answers your question. What do you think, Paul? Because have you had an all-in-one tank ever?
Yeah, I have. That
and
was
what do you
actually my
think?
second tank.
Oh, yeah.
I went from the 100-gallon to a 29 bio cube.
Oh, yeah. Lots of people get those.
It's smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really care for all-in-ones myself, only because I know that bigger is more stable. The money that you're going to spend on the equipment, is still practically the same. That 29-gallon all-in-one cost me like almost $200 for a skimmer. Well, for another 40 or 50 bucks, I skimmer for, a 182-gallon tank.
Yeah.
Well, it just, once I realized all that stuff, and then it was actually a lot harder to keep my parameters stable. I didn't even want to go to a 75, the smallest I want. But obviously what I can afford and what I can fit inside this house and everything else, what the floor can handle is a different story.
Yeah, there's so many things to think about. From my experience, the Innovative Marine 40 that's Mollywood is the first all-in-one I've ever had. Oh no, other than a 1.6 gallon Pico tank, I had a little Dymax and it was so small. It was like literally 2 ounces of water to do a water change. It was crazy. But I have to say, now that I understand how sumps work, I really enjoy my tank with its sump. But the all-in-one is less work as long as you keep up with it. So, you know, it's kind of a balance, and a lot of it, like anything in reefing, is based on your budget and what you're prepared to do, how much work you want to do or don't do, how much time you have or don't have, that kind of thing. So Marcus's Reef, you didn't miss 20 minutes of the stream. I did not go live when I thought I went live. And Paul and I spent 15 minutes sitting here talking, thinking we were live, and we weren't. So you might have missed maybe 5 minutes, but that's about all. Anyone else who joined 15 or 20 minutes in, if you missed my explanation, that's what happened. I guess I'm out of practice after missing a week. And Jessica J wants to know when I frag the leather. Yes, I can't not put it in a video. I have to do that. Oh, Insane Reefer, how are you doing? Yeah, and Calypso's Reef says, come on, Skookum. If we get a couple of you people in here, we can kind of dilute the exposure. The pictures will be smaller, right? And Tony Close asks if sumps are better than canisters. I ran my 29 are better than canisters. Have you ever run one with a canister, Paul?
Canister filter? No, I never would. All I've ever, and I can see it in my head like how it would work. It's just a nitrate factory. You skip one time changing them flosses inside of there, the meats, whatever, and you're talking going from good nitrates to through the roof in no time.
Yeah, that's very true. I had a canister on my 29-gallon cube, and it was Travis, Fish of Hex, who put out a video that made me have the confidence to swap out all of the sponges in my canister for Matrix. And so I did that in stages, and I converted it over so that my canister was full of Seachem Matrix, and there was one layer of filter floss at the very top. And so all I did when I had to do a cleaning was I opened it up, I took the filter floss out, and I replaced it. And about every couple of months, I would rinse the whole thing out to get all the detritus out of there, because it does still collect, and then put it back in. And I found it did a pretty good job. Who else have we got here? Tina. Hello, Tina. Tina's Reef. Oh, Marine Life wants to know if you can see my tank. Well, it is almost 10 and the lights went off about an hour ago. So I run my lights from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I'd say maybe if you, I did put a video out today that is that tank, and I have some full tank shots. It's kind of a tour. So if you want to see it, what it looked like 2 days ago, there is a clip right at the end that shows how the tank looked. Because being away for a few days, I came back and it looked like it had grown since I was gone. I couldn't believe it. So check that out if you're interested in seeing it. One of these days, we're going to go live from the fish room, maybe in the middle of the afternoon, so you can actually, we can have one or two of my tanks as a backdrop. Yeah, Tina, you just got the notification. I've been telling people I made a boo-boo. I did not go live at 9. I thought I was live, but I wasn't, and finally realized it about 15 minutes later. So yeah, apologies for that. Cesare? With you. Beardly, I know Cesare. I can send you the link to come into the studio if you send me an email at reefgrrl@gmail.com. And when I get your email, I will reply and invite you, and you'll get an email with a link that you click on, and then you'll pop up here in the studio, and you can come in and tell us what you got going on. It's that easy. Everybody can do it.
So easy a caveman can do it.
Oh, we're talking about yes, that's really good advice. I have done no, that's not right. I have had frags of my Tyree neon green toadstool where they oh, there's Alex G, where they frag themselves. And so all I did with those was laid them in a shallow dish in some rubble, and they attached themselves in no time. So I'm fairly sure all I need to do is cut the skirt of the weepy toadstool and lay the pieces on rubble, and eventually they'll develop a foot and they'll attach themselves. So I guess I'll find out, because I think that's what I'm going to try and do. And you're right, the slime is unbelievable. You can't glue them. You pretty much just have to use a toothpick to hold them down, or something else to keep them close enough to the rock long enough that they will develop the attachment. That's the only way I know of to do them. I'm sure there's a right way. That's probably not really the right way. All right, let's ask Alex in. He's here. I wonder if he's got any microscopic stuff. Thanks, Paul. If I get any questions in the chat, I'll put them up and ask you. Do you have any other aspects of this before we bring Alex in that you wanted to tell us about?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the only thing I haven't talked about is making the RODI tank up here and the mixing station down here, just doing a gravity fed auto top off float valve over there. I mean, pretty much easy peasy.
That's
Doing
awesome.
my mixing station down here. Yeah, just keep it all one self-contained unit.
Yeah.
Everything's just inside, all wrapped up in one bundle and good to go.
Yeah, no lugging buckets. That's awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you. And everyone just got a DIY. Hop on over and sub to his channel and check out these videos, because I think this is going to be a beautiful setup as it progresses. Thanks again, Paul. Okay. Hello, Alex. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. Oh, he's got to unmute himself.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, busy. As always.
What's up? Long time no see.
How's it going? It's water change day, so just checking the salt on my water so I can get this started.
How big a water change are you going to do?
200 gallons.
Oh, my. Wow.
So,
How long does that take?
Oh, well, I'm going to start it up here pretty soon. It's, let's say 15, 20 minutes.
Is that all?
Sorry, lost audio there for a second.
That's okay. Is that
there?
all? We can hear you.
Hold on, it looks like I lost sound here for a second. Give me 1 second, I'll leave and come back.
Okay. I guess I should have given him the thumbs up.
Well, he's saying he can't hear.
Pardon?
Was he saying he can't hear?
Yes.
It's been crackling for me too, and as soon as he got in, it got way worse.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So when he hops in, I might actually just have to hop out so he can hear what's going on. And when I hop in, when I hop in on my phone, this app thing that you're on tells us that the phones is really experimental, that you're supposed to be on like a laptop or a desktop.
Oh, you know what? The phone works pretty good. The only issue we've run into is people on Android phones. If they join and the camera is facing one way, if they try to flip it the other way, it kicks them out. So you could try on a phone if you wanted to. You could certainly try on a phone. And if the camera's the wrong way for you, then just don't have a camera. And that way, you know, we can chat. We can still chat if you like.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Hello again, Alex. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, sorry about that. Somebody called me, and apparently when you get a phone call, it kind of messes up the phone audio. So
okay. Yeah, I was just saying to Paul that, or he was mentioning that he was experiencing a lot of static and crackling, and then it intensified when you joined. So he wondered whether it was something to do with the app, and that the instructions that came with the link talk about needing a laptop or a computer, that the phone is experimental, but it works on a phone. But with an Android phone, I think there's an issue with the camera. If it's facing one way and you try to flip it, it kicks you out. So
I've been using an Android phone, so it seems like it's working all right.
Oh, good. Did you flip your camera over the other to face out at all? Did you try that? Oh, and it's working. Okay. Well, that's good. Maybe they fixed it.
Yeah, every time I've joined, I've been using my phone, so.
Good. Marcus's Reef says 200 gallons for a water change. Is that all? Joke. I wish I had a 200-gallon aquarium. Well, Marcus, if you've not run across Alex before, he has roughly 1,700 gallons of water, all in one system. So what are we looking at here, Alex?
I'm just checking temp on here. I'm just about pretty much where my temp's got to be. I've already mixed up the salt, got it where it needs to be. Now I just got to get 200 gallons out of here and then pump 200 gallons in. So
where do you take the 200 gallons from?
Well, I got myself a trusty bucket. So we're just going to start scooping.
Seriously? That's how you do it? No.
No. I'm sorry. I couldn't help but have that out there. No,
we'd be here until 6 in the morning if that was the case, I think.
I don't want to have to carry 5-gallon buckets anymore. So when I built this system, I designed it to where I don't have to anymore.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we are going to move a couple things here. Every time I clean this place, it's always a mess.
You need to go to the dollar store and get yourself some baskets, Alex.
I don't think I'd actually use them is the problem. All right, let me flip this back.
So this is the chamber where you have your hose for your radiant heating, right?
Yep. Yeah, so you can see it's my ATO and my lovely coil. So
what is the dark stuff growing on there? Is that algae or what is that?
Oh, there's all kinds of detritus and worms and sponges. I've never touched it. I leave it all alone.
Yep. Yes, some things are better left alone, I think.
Yeah, so when it comes to doing water change on here, we got a few steps to take. First one is we need to measure how to take 200 gallons out of here. So it's not too hard. I'm going to unplug my skimmer. And then shut off the water flow to my frag tank. And we're going to pull the main. So now I've killed all the water flow to my big tanks.
Right. I'm while you're doing that, Alex, I'm going to invite in 2 more people who have sent emails.
Sure.
Insane Reefer and Birlano Cesare. So I'll get those invitations sent out and carry on.
All right. So more or less now, once I've shut the water off, now we just want everything to drain down. And I've got some tap holes in here to do anti-siphon on my drains. So it'll take a few minutes. And while that's going on, I just leave everything alone. My tanks are going to fill up pretty darn close to capacity here. Now I need to get a flashlight to see all the... See who's doing what here. So I got lots and lots of worms growing in here. Some sponges, a bunch of starfish. Filter socks that have been changed for 6 or 8 months that have sponges growing in them now. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't change your filter socks. And why I don't use them most of the time. So as the water rises up here, these 2 sumps here, I made them so they're about level with each other. And I want the water to get up to its maximum height of just sitting there without being drained. And then I did a little bit of math and I figured out the surface area and like how much 1 inch of water equates in this tank, in this tank. And then I added those up and figured out how many inches of water I have to drain. So initially I was doing 100-gallon changes, which would take me down to about here. And when I do 200 gallons, I drain down to roughly here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do in my tank. I have it calibrated with a really fancy label that marks off the gallons, right? And so when I start draining, I just go down to however many gallons I want to take out. It's a really easy way to actually handle it because it keeps track much better than trying to count buckets, which I have done in the past.
Yeah, so the water's pretty much filled up almost to max on here, which it's always a good thing I do with the tanks that I've built. Your water level should always be at a point to where if everything drains, it won't overflow your sumps on you. So I still got a little bit of capacity left. So now here's the fun part. Let me see if I can't balance the camera here. Flip it around. I'm gonna mute it for a second here. I gotta turn some valves and turn the main pump on, and I'll talk what it's doing once I do that.
Okay, so we'll watch Alex what he's doing here and see what happens. And in the meantime, we've got Cesare waiting in the studio. So I will bring Cesare in and we'll wait until Alex is ready to go and then we will talk to Cesare.
All right. Well, it didn't look like much there, but we are now pumping water out.
Nice. Alex, I'm just going to bring Cesare in and then we'll talk to him once you've finished with what you're doing here. Okay?
Sounds great.
I'm so sorry for Alex.
Yeah.
I am such a fan of his Alex fish room and fish tanks. I am waiting an update since 2 months, 3 months. I have no idea since when we've seen update on his tanks.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while. It has such a great, amazing tanks. And thanks for having me. I would like to show you my tank. And good morning from UK. In UK now is 3:16 in the morning.
Right.
My actual fish tank is sleeping, but the sump is alive. So
Nice.
I will show you my sump, and if we can see something from the tank, would be amazing. If not,
Awesome. All right, let's look at where his water gets. Oh, that looks really nice.
So there is a refugium in the first chamber of the sump. Everybody is in. If you can host everyone, it will be great.
Yeah, let me just let Alex finish this part of what he's doing, and then I'll bring you up full screen so we can see everything. Okay?
Yes, that is fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Well, I'm into the boring part now.
Oh, darn! Did we miss the good part?
Well, this is the beauty of the water changes I do here is that my return pump, I re-diverted water, so instead of going to the tanks, it goes around here and it can outlet to my frag tank here. But this other valve I have set up, which goes up there, has a reverse U. This connects to my sewer drain line.
Oh, yep.
So I pump out directly, so no buckets.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's look at Cesare's sump, and then we'll come back to you, Alex, when you get to make sure you tell us when you're coming to an exciting bit, okay?
All right. Well, I did get a notification from my wife. I need to help her with something real quick. So once this drains out, I will let you guys know when I'm going to start refilling.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, Cesare. This looks very nice.
It looks very nice because of the orange red light.
Yep.
So this is just I had before a Red Sea Reefer 350. I am following your tank as well.
Okay.
I give up to the Red Sea 350 because of the stand.
Right.
It started to fail on me after 2 years. So I said,
"Oh,
let's
you're
go
kidding!"
Faster. No, I'm not.
Wow.
Have you done the paper test on your tank?
A which test?
There is a test of the paper.
Oh yeah. I've been following that thread on Reef to Reef about the 750s, and mine is fine. There is no gap whatsoever between the top of the stand and the bottom of my tank. It's tight. It's very tight.
You are lucky. I tried the test in the left side of my tank, and I can fit half of the A4 paper under it. So I said, okay, it's time to switch.
Wow.
And I'm sorry, the Red Sea Reefer are amazing tanks, but because of the sump, because of the stand and of the rimless tank, I went to a custom tank, almost the same dimension, like 4 feet and 2 feet by 2 feet, almost like Red Sea, almost like your tank, like 450, but with on a metal stand. See?
Right. Yeah. When my next tank is going to be an open aluminum stand.
Well done, aluminum. So if you can see, I have metal here.
Yeah.
Metal all around. Sorry about this one. So in the first section of my sump, I have refugium. I tried to find here in UK. I'm following also Pelfrey on Instagram and YouTube,
Yep.
and he has a great light, refugium light, like almost like this one, which is growing Cheto like crazy.
Yep.
Mine, not that much, but it's trying to.
Yep.
It's trying to, yeah. And
Well, you have to make sure it has enough nutrients. So maybe you've got a nice clean tank.
no, yeah, the tank is clean, but my nitrates are 50, my phosphates are 0.25. It's not that clean. I don't know what's going on. I can't go below 50. I
Huh.
can't show you my tank, but I will open the lights soon. I will
Right.
manually open the lights. And in the second chamber, I have bubble magus 7 within, but I changed the pump with I bought another skimmer, Omega Vertex Omega 130, and I just replaced the pump for this guy, but it's still the pump. It's so strong,
Yeah.
and it's creating a lot of bubbles. Even if you follow the BRS TV now, they said that we have to lower the oxygen, the air intake, to create a thicker foam.
Yeah.
I cannot.
I had
If
a
I
curve. I had a curve A5, and it did
I
nothing
know,
but overflow. So
I know,
yeah, I have a
I
big,
know.
big hate for those skimmers. Yeah.
I hate my skimmer as well, but I don't have the money to upgrade. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I have to live with it.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saved up a long time to get that Deltec, a whole year, but it
Oh,
was worth it. It was worth it.
I've seen your Deltec, but I don't like Deltec either because they're noisy. Um, for me, they look poor. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the new
Nios and the Reds, the Skim 300, 600, 900, they look decent, but there is a. I don't know if you know about Max Spec new skimmer.
no.
It's they have one already out, Max Specs Air Aqua Duo, and there is another one that's coming, which is going to be better.
Good. Good.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. It's awesome. Super chat. Super chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done. Congratulations. Yes, and my the third, I have a Gibaud 4000.
Yep.
No, sorry, 6000, which is on the max, and it's a bit loud. I have a pump coming back that I have to come these days. I order it. Actually, what is here in UK, I don't know if it's in US as well, but in UK you cannot buy any auto top off less than 100 pounds.
Oh, you're
Which
kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But now I just found out this guy. It's
Oh, the Camor.
Yeah, indeed, which is like 46 pounds, 47 pounds, and it has emergency float valve,
Yeah.
which will shut out if this guy fails. But this guy never failed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have not seen the ones from Camor. I like Camor equipment.
You can find them on eBay. I found them accidentally on eBay, and they were so cheap. And I said, okay, let's go for it.
Yep. Yeah, when you
And-
see it is the best time to get it because stuff really does seem to vary by availability on eBay and on Amazon as well from the third parties.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, I know. I had before no brain, no name. I don't know which kind of. When I had the Reefer 350, I was topping. So in the auto top off, I have Kalkwasser
Yep.
in the auto top off,
Hmm.
which is topping off in the return pump, in the return chamber,
Yep.
and that is all that I dose my tank. Except I have some from Reef Flowers.
Oh, who makes that? Who is that? The manufacturer, or is that a brand of someone like a
No,
lot?
it is this is the manufacturer Reef Flowers,
Nice.
and it has minors and trace elements.
Huh.
I will show you my also the Kalkwasser.
We have
So-
Hector waiting in the studio, so we can bring Hector in a couple minutes. Okay. And this is Reef Flowers Kalkwasser as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one. I don't know what.
So is that just calcium hydroxide in there?
No, there is also strontium and magnesium.
Okay.
It's
So you're
enriched,
not
as you can say, it's in
right,
but enriched.
but strontium and magnesium, or was that what you said? Strontium and magnesium, they're not in your Reef Flowers minor trace elements, right?
There is also here, and there is also other trace elements to increase. Where is because there's it's in German and in English as well, and French ingredients. Potassium, there is potassium.
Okay.
Come on, focus.
Strontium and trace element. Yeah. So if you got strontium in this and you have strontium in your Kalkwasser, I guess that's something to look. That's something I'm only in the last 6 months or so. I'm learning more about is really having to be careful about overlapping elements. And I dose Balling Light from Fauna Marin, and it has trace elements. And I also use Coral Essentials, which is trace elements. So that's why I'm increasing my alkalinity using Kalkwasser and also Reef Carbonate from Seachem, because I'm afraid if I increase my alkalinity from balling, I'm going to increase my trace element that's in there and have a problem with the others that I'm dosing. Like it's something that comes along and sort of surprises you when you really start looking at what you're using. So it always catches my attention what is in these products.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Sometimes you can overlap. I'm trying to to switch on my lights. I have some Max X razors.
I was going to say razors. We that was way back when I had my first tank. That was my dream light.
Oh, what the fuck I did. Sorry about that. Excuse my language. Excuse my French. Excuse my French. Just
yeah, I get it. That's funny. That's a riot. You're allowed to say that.
No, I don't know if I'm allowed or not. I'm English. I'm sorry if my English is not that good, but my English is not my first language.
Your English is very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying to show you the tank. I also have some lenses, some to show you the tank.
Oh, filters, nice.
Yeah, filters. I have. I guess everybody knows this. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Coral lens from Mantis.
From Mantis, yeah.
From Mantis, yeah. Here in UK, you cannot find the Orphec one that I saw you just you reviewed in one of your videos. We do not have them yet here, but we do have the Mantis and the D&D ones. but the mantis are more available and cheap. The D&D ones are a bit more expensive.
The D&D ones come from Germany, don't they?
D&D, no, the D&D is the David Saxby
Oh, really?
company, and it's
Oh,
from
okay.
UK. There, the
Ah,
D&D is from UK.
gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, I guess
Nice.
the Orphec is from from German,
Okay.
from Germany, from Deutsch.
Yes, yes. And the thing is, though, when you buy them, they're drop shipped to you from Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
So there you go. I know. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It
That's
is.
No,
how
it
it
is.
always goes.
It is hilarious. I wanna try to. No, the other side. Sorry, my
It's
apologies.
okay.
My clownfish, they are trying to sleep or whatever they are trying to do. What is that? Come on. Oh,
Oh, that's better.
yeah. Yeah. Um, my clownfish, that I just wake them up from their anemone.
Oh dear. Yeah, they're funny when they sleep. They're never as still as when they sleep.
Yeah, they can't sleep. There is. I hope I will not wake up. Oh, I did wake up her. I have a blue tank here who is
Yeah,
it's sleeping over there.
yeah.
Okay, she's sleeping. I have 2 fire shrimps that they are spawning every 3 weeks or 1 month in the night, always.
Wow.
And all the fishes are getting crazy about the small shrimps.
Oh, the eggs, or yeah.
Not the eggs, they're small shrimps.
Oh, they're born alive?
Yes, I have videos, but you actually cannot see them exactly. I'll post them on my YouTube channels. These 2 guys. So I have this one here and the other one here.
Oh, are they breeding?
Yes, they are breeding. They are breeding, but nothing is surviving because all the fishes are going mental over them, except only one, which is this guy, who's always sleeping at that time. You cannot wake him up weak. So all the fishes are going mental and swimming and hunting and eating all the small shrimps. But that guy sleeping.
You can't beat that kind of live food. That's for sure.
No. You cannot. You can't.
That's exactly why I like keeping pairs of cleaners and stuff in my tanks, because
Yeah, but I just bought them accidentally together, and they start breeding together. I guess they're hermaphrodites. I don't know for sure, but you cannot be so lucky to have a pair of them. I don't think so. And by the way,
It's true.
I have a pair of. Oh my god, I already forgot. The most reef safe angelfish. I'm so jealous about you, Reefgrrl, because you have such amazing guys. But I have the other ones. I have 2 Lamarck angelfishes.
Ah, yes.
Look,
Yeah,
there is one over there.
the genus Genicanthus are
Genicanthus.
supposed to be. Cesar, let me just add Hector, because Hector might have some questions for you or
Yes,
want to
please.
chat. And so just one sec, I'll bring him in.
Yeah, there's no problem.
Hello, Hector. Thanks for
Hector has 2 fish tanks.
yes, thanks for waiting patiently there, Hector. I brought you in case you wanted to talk to Cesar at all about what he's got going on here, because I know you've got some really cool stuff going on there too. Oh, maybe Hector stepped away. Anyway, okay, Cesar, I'll make you full screen again.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I have 2 Genicanthus, 2 Lamarck angelfishes, which they supposed to be the safest angelfish. No way. Look what happened with my Drake.
Yeah, if you I don't know if you follow, if you have an Instagram account, but
I do
Reefkeeper
have.
on, is it, no, Rad Life, Radlife. He had a chalice that was attacked by a Lamarck's.
Shit.
And
A chalice. I
a
have.
chalice, yeah.
Yeah. So they
Wow.
started with. They killed my tracking. They go up with my Favia. And now on my SPS.
Oh no.
I don't know what kind of SPS is this one.
It looks like a bird's nest. Or
Nah, nah.
the front one? Oh, I would say
Yeah,
Stylophora, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
looks
know
like
what
a
kind of
silo.
Stylophora is it, that one.
The purple one?
Yeah, the purple one. Yes.
Yeah, what do you
Yes,
think,
yes.
Alex? Stylophora?
Yeah, the
The
one
one.
that's in the middle, that looks like a stylo. The
Hmm.
it's real fuzzy, kind of fine polyps stick out a
Uh-huh.
millimeter or two.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It grew at, so I get it in this size in 2 years. They killed it in 3 days.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never trust angels. I just
yeah. So they are the last angels in my fish
that's why
tank.
they go in their own tank, away from everything.
No, they are getting out. They are getting out. So yeah,
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, my Genicanthus melanospilos are amazing fish. I love those fish.
you are
I
lucky. Because of your videos, I got these guys.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, you kind of own me a
It's
trachea.
my fault.
Well,
Yeah, but you got to get the right species, man.
Yeah, you know, in UK you can get what's available. You cannot get what you want.
Hector, Marine Life is asking what kind of a tank you have. Is it two of the same? And I know the answer to that. Hector, if you're there, if you're there, can you tell us a little bit about what you got going on there? Cesare, I'll bring you back up in a second after we get this question answered.
Yes, no worries.
Hector? Calypsos? Oh, I see movement. He must be there.
For sure he is.
We can't hear you, Hector. Do you have earbuds in that are plugged into your phone and your mic isn't working or something? Thanks, Jessica, for coming by. Hector went away, so now we have Cesare again. Okay, Cesare. So you've got this Max Spect razor light.
Yeah, I bought them secondhand.
And what do you think of it? Is it a good light, do you think?
They are very good lights. So they grow SPS. They grow. I have some birds of paradise.
Yep.
I have the most basic SPS that you can get. Bird's nest.
Yes.
Whatever, the green one. The green one.
Yep.
Yeah, they are growing corals. They are lacking in UV light. So my corals are not popping like you get the pop from the Orphec, Radiance, AI.
Oh, right. Yep.
They are very good lights. They're growing corals. I have a piece of SPS, I'll show you now, which is still alive here.
Oh, yeah.
On the bottom of the sand bed. Right there.
Yep.
I didn't get the chance to lift it up. And I will not. I will leave it there to see if it's getting alive. Yeah. There is in the bottom of the tank. I have some GSP there and some mushrooms that they just fell down there.
Right. Well, you know, the Chinese black box lights don't really have UV spectrum either. And I had one of those on my 29-gallon cube, and I loved that light. It grew everything. The color rendering on video was amazing. It was never a problem. It always looked exactly like the tank, as opposed to the ones we have now where it's so blue, you have to have filters or change the lighting profile or you can't get a good video.
I started with those black box LED lights. I guess everybody in the last 5 years, they started with those lights because they were available
Yep.
and cheap.
Yeah.
I start with one of those, and then I have upgraded my tank. I have upgraded the lights to the next generation. Now it's called. I had also in US they're called the Proton.
Yep.
And here in UK they're called Evergrown.
Okay.
Version 2 and version 3. But after I upgraded my tank to the Red City for 350, I had someone that was selling these lights, and I bought them. What is very good and amazing on these lights, on the max spec, every single little piece of these lights is serviceable and exchangeable, and you can buy spare parts. So I replace these 3 LEDs last summer. I replaced this light, this fan, and I bought another LED pack.
Yeah.
In case they are failing. I run the LEDs, the blues. I'm running them at max of 80 and the white maximum at 18.
Yeah.
And that is now it's 6 white and 70 blues to have a better pop. But I just open them, and also I have lids.
Yeah.
Glass lids.
Yeah.
So the lights, they have to penetrate like 30 centimeters.
Yes.
From here to the glass, and then from the glass to the corals. So
yeah, I had glass lids on my 29, and there were a lot of good things about them, but they required a lot of cleaning, frequent cleaning, because of salt creep and condensation.
I have condensation, but there is in UK, the weather here is always humid. So if you don't, before I had the Red City for 350, in the house was always humid and was not very nice. Now, since I have the glass lids on, the humidity in the house is less.
Yeah.
And the temperature is high, so there is no problem with it, because we have to leave with our fish tanks.
Yeah.
So we have to find a balance between humidity and our fish tanks. So
yeah,
I prefer to have some protection and some lids over the tank to keep the fish in, and also to keep the humidity in.
Right.
Before I had on the 350, so I get like from 25 liters a week of evaporation. Now I have 25 liters in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's less.
It's good.
Less. Yeah, it is. And because I never dose my tank, only I dose kalkwasser.
Yep.
So to lower my dosage of kalkwasser, I just remove my red Monty. I had a big Monty.
Yes.
I remove it.
Yeah.
I had. If you're gonna go in my channel is my name, Cesare Birleanu. You're gonna see my fish tank, my previous fish tank, the Red City for 350, and I have some 2 big colonies of green bird's nest and a huge red Monty. I remove those things, so my alkalinity stays at 8.6 now.
Wow.
So I dose only. I try to keep it simple and stable and less time consuming and less. Basically, I want to run this as a triton method, but until I need to those Triton elements, I can rely on some calcwater
Yeah.
and some trace elements. Keep it
Yep.
simple, stupid, simple.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, John, Blue Carbon Reefing is here. Nice to see
blue
you.
carbon reefing.
Yep. And Pelfrey. Hello. Pelfrey must have heard his name, I think.
Yeah, for
We're
sure he does.
talking about him. Hector is here now,
Can
too.
you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Finally.
And Alex, have you got to the exciting part yet?
Well, I'm almost
Or was
almost
it too
really
late?
done. I'm down to
What?
Oh, that's okay. I mean, you want to watch a water tank drain? I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
not the most entertaining thing in the world, but
Well, I guess CJ's the only one that can get away with an hour and 40-minute live stream for a water change.
I got about 30 gallons or so to put in.
Yep. So, Alex, do you make and store 100 gallons of salt water all the time, or 200 gallons, or like, and keep it on hand, or do you make it on demand?
As to this, these tanks are always filled with 200 gallons unless I'm doing a water change. So my ATO pump is generally in here, but I pull it out so it's not given salt exposure.
Yep.
So I'll just go ahead and I'll turn the ATO off. Like today I turned it off, and then it's 4.5 bags of salt that I mix in, and then throw the heater in when I get pretty close to temp.
Alex, what kind
Yes,
of salt
sir.
are you using?
I'm using reef crystals right now.
Nah, the best ones.
So, but
Cheap and reliable.
Somebody, I forget who, maybe it was Drama D, Alex was asking, how many fish do you have in your tanks?
Oh, don't start to count. There are too many, please.
Too many.
Alex, we know you have a lot of fish.
I just added some into the reef, and it
No,
still looks
Alex.
a little empty.
Keep it for the update, Alex. Don't spoil it.
I will try to get an update. I've just had
Please do so.
a lot of life stuff, so I do appreciate you want
Alex,
one.
I will
I'll
give you
try to
2
get
likes if I can. Keep it for the update.
Let's talk to Hector for a minute and see what he's got going on here, because there's Hector, his Twin Cities. Hector, are you still calling these the Twin Cities, or did you change the name?
No, still the same. Still
Yep.
the same. Yeah, they 14 gallons. Somebody asked earlier.
Yep.
14 gallons Aquan. I drilled them myself. And yeah, they're doing really good.
So
Ever
are
since I moved
these,
on here, I did lost a couple things, but
so they're
That's
upstairs now, right?
yeah, they upstairs. They took the 40-gallon breeder stand. Let me turn on the other light so you guys can see what I did with a 40-gallon breeder stand. So I just covered the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it came out really nice.
Hey, Reef STI, thanks for coming in. And Noel Larson, so nice to have you here. We talk a lot in comments, so I'm very glad to see you.
I can't see any comments. So I guess everybody knows that you have 2 reef tanks.
Yes.
Unless Alex is the only one who has 2 huge reef tanks.
Yeah,
Everybody else has only 1. You too, Reefgrrl. Yes, you have 2, but you
They're
have
not-
Mollywood.
Yeah.
So I guess Reefgrrl, I have to apologize for my last comment, which was
Oh, why I bother with the mollies?
exactly really.
It's something
please.
people have asked me before, but
Come on.
Don't
Reef tanks are for, after the reef tanks, saltwater tanks are for the saltwater fishes.
what I really want to say to people is,
Reefgrrl,
come
I will
on.
send you. I have a 50-liter freshwater tank. I will send it to you for free for those molly. Please take them out.
We had 9 freshwater tanks in years gone by. We've done the freshwater. They're perfect for algae control in a small tank.
Yeah.
Well, you know the story. What I really want to
I
say to
know.
people is don't be a fish snob.
No, fuck that. Sorry. Excuse my English. Buy some reef tanks. Fish, saltwater fish. Put that in Mollywood. It's such a waste. Such a waste. Sorry. Saltwater
Eventually,
have such a beautiful fish.
yeah.
So,
Eventually,
mollies.
I will be taking Mollywood down when I get the new
No.
tank. And well, no, when I
What?
get my new tank, when we move house, the mollies will be going into the 300-gallon tank. They
Bin.
will.
Into bin.
Definitely.
Yep.
Toilet.
They're good fish.
Sorry. Sorry. I've been in the freshwater world since I was 10 years old. I start my journey as an aquarist with 2 guppies and 1 molly. And believe me, I do not like live bears at all. They multiply like crazy.
Oh, yes, they do. I can tell you. I can tell you.
Had last year I had a small fluval spec 5-gallon with guppies, and they multiply. And
Oh, did we lose Cesare? Oh, he must have hung up on himself. So, until he finds his way back in, Hector, these tanks are always so gorgeous and colorful.
Thank you. I try. This is the one I'm working on now. Haven't make a video yet about it, but it's in progress. I gotta figure out is something happening because my aiken being closed for like 3 days now.
And I was just going to ask you if your flame angel is behaving, so that makes me wonder.
Yeah, so far, yeah. He did nip at one that was dying. You see, he just looked at them, but no. I mean, I haven't catch him yet. So
yep, he's beautiful.
Yeah, I just don't want to get rid of him. You know, this is like the 5th one I had.
Wow.
And the first one died, so this one went through internal parasites, and he's still alive. So I don't want to let him go.
Yeah, you get attached to them.
Yeah.
Oh, Cesare is back. Let me just bring him back in, and then we'll focus back on you, Hector.
Just like you, fragging stuff.
Yep. Oh, those are nice. What are those purple monsters?
Yes. This they grow so fast.
They do.
Unbelievable fast. When I got them, I think I bought them I would say like 6 months ago. And I got all this here. I got those 2 there. I got 4 up there. What else? And then I got all this here. And 2 more right there. They just grow fast. Really, really fast. I know Drama D is in there. So this is Drama D Krakatoas. He sent them to me from California.
Are we going there? Are we going to show each and every piece of the corals we have?
Sorry, Cesare?
Are we going there to show each and every piece of the corals we have? Are we going to show off?
I don't know. I think it's Hector's turn.
I guess it's a show off. It's a showdown.
Well, show and tell, right? Because people love seeing what other people do. And I like seeing how people arrange their coral, where they put things and, all the colors.
Yes. Okay, so let's do it one at a time. Now it's Hector's time.
So Straight Reefers wants to see all the high-end stuff you have in the other tank. What's this about, Hector?
Oh, no high-end. He called on high-end. Anything that I could keep alive, that's high-end for me. That's
Oh, is this a frag tank?
Yes, yeah. Since I made that other cube, a regular tank, I made this one a frag tank, the 20-gallon long.
Right.
So yeah, just checking things out, see how things do. My purple stylo not doing too good ever since I moved out here, and the two Zoa colonies I have too, they still between alive and going away. So,
Yep.
but yeah, no high end, no high end. High end for me because they alive.
What
Yeah.
Hector, what do you like? What lights are you using it on this tank?
On this one AI Prime.
A prime. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
two
Thank you.
T5. Yeah,
Yeah.
two T5 and cheap Asta 20. That's a
Oh,
really cheap light.
I've seen that on
They grow coral.
eBay.
Yeah, they grow coral. That's what I got in this tanks. This is the
Really?
upgraded version.
No way.
Yeah, this is the Pixie 30, and that's what they do. They work
They
great.
look amazing.
Yeah,
The corals are
I think
popping.
it's like a copy of the Kessels, I guess.
A copy of the AA primes, I guess. Better.
Yeah, that's
But
the shape
they
of an
do.
AI prime.
Yeah, because my
Yeah, the
corals
shape.
do not pop as that. Because the max spec that I have, the 320, they're lacking in UV lights.
I mean, they doing the job for me. I like them.
Yeah,
So far so good. As long as they can grow coral and not grow algae, we good.
yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah,
They are good.
and I do feed a lot. I hardly do water changes. I feed heavy.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, I have 2 months with no water change.
Yeah.
Guilty.
And this is what I got going on down here. Not much, but
I was just going to ask you about the sump for this, whether it was a sump or all-in-one. I couldn't remember.
There is a sump.
This is DIY 20 gallon.
And there is a cheap skimmer over there that I
There you
can.
go. Hey, watch it.
That's
Yeah,
that's a bubble magos. That's a bubble magos team.
Yeah.
Hey, Hector, Jay Angle
Yes.
couldn't hear what you said about your lights. What lights were those? Pixie something?
Oh yeah, Pixie 30s.
Pixie 30? Pixie 30? Okay, I'll type that in the comments.
Yeah, Pixie 30s. Yeah, they 4 channels. So I think they got blue, royal blue, purples, and whites. I do like them a lot. The good thing with this one, since I got both tanks together, I got receivers, if that's what you call those.
Yeah.
And I can control both light at the same time.
Nice.
So now, if I want to control them individually, then I gotta separate the receivers and point out the receiver on the other side.
Wow,
But
that's interesting.
yeah, but they doing fine. I like them. Really nice. Eric, because when I had the other one, it was the Asta 20. That's the one I had on the 7.5 gallon. So once I moved to a bigger tank, then I went with this ones.
And they look really nice too. They're tidy. They're clean lines. Very nice.
They look like the AI primes.
Yep.
My opinion. They are Wi-Fi controllable or Bluetooth?
No, they got fake Wi-Fi controllable. Look, this is a controller. Let me see if I can focus.
Okay, yeah,
right here,
I see this.
Wi-Fi right here, but it do not have Wi-Fi.
It doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Yep,
but
it has Wi-Fi.
Do they have like a sunrise sunset?
No. You just gotta put a
on,
timer.
off.
Put a timer. Set them how you like them, and let them do what they do. I just run mostly blues all the time. I hardly run the whites, just all the blue ones.
Yeah, cool.
I guess that's
the whites are only for
sauce
our eyes. The corals, they don't use the white light. The white light is only for our eyes,
Yeah.
as we know or not.
Yeah, they do like the whenever I turn on the white, they just get bigger and bigger. But since I feed a lot in a small tank, so I'm just trying to avoid the algae issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
And I
still have a
exactly.
haven't had
white.
algae issues
You
so far. So.
you have a yellow tank over there, so he is taking care of the algae.
Yeah, he's a new member to the aquarium. He just came about a
Wee
week.
wee wee wee. Tank police, tank police, tank police. Wee 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 wee.
He's just a baby.
He's very
911,
tiny.
Yeah,
911,
little
tank
tank.
police. We have a tank and a small tank.
By the
911.
time, by the summer, that's when I'm gonna have the 40. So he's gonna be moving over there. That
By
one's
the
the
way,
basin right now, collecting dust.
now I don't know if other fishes are growing faster, but mine. So I have my tank is already. This is the second tank, so
Mm-hmm.
is already 2.5 years old and is not bigger than
Oh, look, Cindy.
7 centimeters.
Oh, you got the stickers too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't have any stickers. We do not have
I
stickers in
asked them
UK.
for it. So
Very
he sent
nice.
me
So jealous.
I have a
Yeah.
little wall of stickers beside my work shelf between my
Mm.
two cabinets.
And then his is over here.
Billy
Oh yeah.
Pipes. Oh yeah, Billy Pipes.
I
Big Billy.
I
I just need
maybe
more. I'm gonna put them all here.
maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but I feel very special because I have one of the limited edition Billy Pipes, aka Mr. Clean stickers from Pat Murphy. It's
Oh,
hilarious. I'll have to put a posting on Instagram one of these days with my little sticker collection.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have that many. And I think this is the only two I have. Yeah. And you know
we
the
have
ones
no
that you get
stickers
at
in
the
UK.
Reef Palooza and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Hey Paul, I know what you mean. What a stream. Been a while. Glad to be back. I'm so glad too, just to connect with people again. You don't realize what you got till it's gone, and man, oh man, did that ever apply in this case? And I still
yeah.
think of Dave every day. His was my absolute favorite stream because it was a great, relaxing place to go and just hang out. You know, no drama, no stress, lots of laughs.
That's how I
So,
met everybody
yep,
through their stream.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did anybody mention
good guy.
Dave's name?
Dave's
Dave.
nanotanks. Yep,
Exactly. Yes.
yep. I
Uh,
know.
when I stumble across Dave's nanotanks channels, and I've seen Dave, he was looking like my father,
Ah,
and I saw all his movies, all his
videos. Yeah.
videos, all of them. So he was looking exactly like my father. My father passed away in 2007,
Oh,
and now Dave passed away. It was like I lost my father 2 times. What the?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Cesare, if you've seen all Dave's videos, you know he's also a wonderful musician.
I didn't know about that. He
And
was thinking like guitar, I guess.
yeah, and he he had a career as I think a studio guitarist. I don't know the exact details, but he had a career as a musician, and
Nah, I
he has videos of his music, and that's where I ran across them, was through his
no,
music. And then it
Oh,
turned
wow.
out he had a reef tank, so
yeah.
it was interesting.
Wow.
I ran across him on his Dave Now Thanks, and I subscribed to his channel straight away because I loved his voice.
Yeah,
I was going to sleep on his channel with his voice, such a
Yeah.
deep
yeah,
Very
and nice
relaxing.
and
Very
sweet and
relaxing.
relaxing voice. Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And I was sleeping with him. Dave
So
Now Thanks, but I don't even these days I do not know what's going on with him. Why he passed away. What was the disease that?
He had Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. Yeah.
ALS.
Yeah.
I will
So,
look into that. I don't know what is that.
Oh, it's if you look up amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS,
Oh,
it's a neurological thing.
poor guy. No chance.
Drama D Hector says, talk about your gorg fragging. I have a gorg that I have to frag. So what's the story there?
No.
I have
I
also
was
one.
like, oh my Gorgonian. Yes.
Yeah.
I did frack the I think it was, hold on, let me turn on the light again. Yesterday I think it was. And it's right here.
Oh yeah. And how did you stick it down at the bottom?
You gotta peel the skin and then exposure the little stick in the inside.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was
Yeah.
thinking if you took some putty and you made it like a sausage, like really small, narrow sausage, and then you coil it with a hole in the middle, and then you put that little stick after you peel it off in the middle, and then squeeze it in from all the sides. I was wondering if that would work.
I might, yeah. Yeah, all I did was just find a little tiny hole in that little rock and just fill it up with glue and stick it in there.
Yeah, okay.
So
because I have to frag the Gorgonian in Mollywood.
Yeah, I was scared to do it.
Yeah, me too.
I started looking at some videos, and because it's when I first got this colony here, it was that big.
Wow.
That's the one that I put in the 7.5 gallon with the seahorses, and it just turning like that. I don't like it, so that one's good. It's the next one, and then that one in the back too.
Wow.
So, but I didn't cut those because I wanted to see first if this one was gonna do good. So
yeah.
So far, so good. Yeah.
I absolutely love the one in Mollywood.
Yes. Yeah.
It's beautiful. But it's really shading a lot of what's underneath, and I just want to cut it back so that the zoanthus and stuff have a chance to grow. Plus, sometimes it lands on the toadstool, and the toadstool doesn't like it.
No. Yeah, that's one of my favorite corals. If they tell me to choose between the zoas, and I love Gorgonia. I love the zoas because of the colors, but it's just the Gorgonians, the way they move. And once you look at one, you think about a reef tank right away. You know about the sea and underwater. So,
yeah, for sure.
When you look at zoas, you think about flowers. Well, at least I do. So, and Gorgonia just make you think about the sea. So, yeah, I love Gorgonians.
Drama D says he has some hollow center plugs that work great for gorgs. That Calypsos is a barber, so you're a pro cutter.
No, I had also a Gorgonian, and when you want to frag it, you have to frag it from the base.
Yep.
And to remove also some skin from the base with some strings. I don't know if anyone can see it.
I mean that one I cut it just from right here. That little.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we have the same Gorgonian, Hector. Yeah. And also, the same one, the purple one.
Well, there's a really good video from Gallery Aquatica. Here, I'll just mute you there a little bit.
Yes, that's the video that I watch.
Yeah, and that's where I and as soon as I saw her cut the bottom off, I went, that was the missing link. That's what I did not know. So I guess one of these days I just have to stop being such a fraidy cat.
Yeah, we just don't want to damage the corals.
No, it's true. So when you did this, Hector, did you lay it down in water and cut underwater, or did you do it out? Like, how did you keep the coral moist while you were working on it?
I just went in there with some here with my pliers, just cut it in there, and then a little cup like this, kept it in there until I
right. Okay.
Yeah. And so
all right.
you just put it back in the water as quick as possible. I was scared. This is the first time I was scared fragging.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to have to do a video of the fragging of the Monteporas, because that is going to be something else. Oh, is that mine?
No, that's Hector's.
Oh, maybe it's Hector's mic.
It is. He's gone rogue.
Oh, it's probably acting up.
Look, Alex. How are you doing, Alex?
I suddenly look over and I'm like, oh, I'm back.
So are you finished with your water change now?
Yep, just clean the skimmer and
I thought you said you weren't carrying 5-gallon buckets anymore, Alex.
well, technically it's not,
No,
even though it is as big as one.
I'm just teasing you.
There's just 5-gallon skim made. Oh my god. My whole skimmer is like your only collection cup.
Oh, we got Hector back. Are you have you got your audio back there, Hector?
Yes, it's better now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, probably was the signal that my phone was dying. It was like 1%.
Oh no.
Yep. But lucky, since I got the power bar, whatever, I got a USB. So I'm right here, right next to the tank.
Thanks for coming by, Drama D. Nice to see you. And we won't be doing a stream next week because we have plans that have been in place for about 6 months. But February 1st, we'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Alex,
looking at your image there, Cesare. What flag have we got? We've got blue and yellow and red. It looks like a flag. Those colors, they're so primary.
yeah, indeed, because it is the red from the fuge.
Yeah.
Is the yellowish from the all inside of the stand.
Yep. The rope lights.
And of course the blue from the reef tank.
Looks cool.
Which I turned them on now.
Nice.
And if you allow me to show you some of my cores that they're slowly waking up, which they should not.
Yeah,
at 4 in the morning. It's 4 in the morning actually.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I have some Zoas. There's some other chaos. The orange ones, I forgot the names. I have a problem with the coralline algae growing on top of the Zoa stems. I guess they are some rastas, and they're getting covered in coralline algae.
I've had that problem with on separate rocks, and I've actually had to remove big plates of it.
Yeah.
And when you take it away, it's all shaped in like there's little round indentations in it from being around the zoanthids.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I try to just with the tweezers to kill the coralline algae. And
some people want it, some people can get it.
Yep.
I have too much. Also, my refugium light is growing better coralline algae.
Yeah, I have that in my sump.
Than Cheeto. So there is the whitish thingy on the.
Even in the shadow you grow coralline algae, right?
Yeah. In the fuge.
It happened to me before.
Yeah.
You need a sea urchin, Cesare. You need a sea urchin.
I don't like sea urchins. They will carry out all my plugs, my zoas, and everything. I know about them.
Yeah, I got one, and it's just fine.
Those are nice. Those are nice euphilia you have there, Cesare.
Yeah, I am trying to have a euphilian garden, so I have a frog spawn. reverse hammer, sparkling hammer, which has 2 colors on this guy. Right. Oh, come on. What I've done. This guy over here. Here it's a yellow hammer, greenish. The most mysterious color that I have is that torch over there. It's a green with pink tips. I have that guy for 3 years, one head. So I bought 3 years ago one head of that guy. And now, after 3 years, it's only one head. Can anyone explain to me that?
It hasn't grown at all.
At all. It grew in height. So it was small because it was cut short. It grew taller, but only one head, still one head. After
Oh,
3 years.
I wonder if it needed that for stability before it could split. I'm sorry, Alex. I think I interrupted you.
Maybe it did, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I have no idea. Under there is a purple
I had the same
torch
issue with a hammer.
with some green base. Also, 2 heads for 1 year.
I know there
I
was
have the pensions.
like the old, the Aussie gold torches used to be one that when you got them, they just never really grew. They just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I wonder if it's just, some of them grow like weeds, and I don't know if it's just there's something lacking or, from where they're at. But I've seen that with other torches before. Generally, those Aussie golds used to do that.
Yes, sometimes they are growing, sometimes they are not. But also, I don't like corals that they are growing too fast, like this guy over there. So I had to frag it 3, 4, 5 times. I give it for free to some friends. I exchanged it for these guys for some angel fishes that they eat my trachea. I have to get them back now. I guess everybody knows that you cannot kill Xenia. So I had Xenia in this tank, no, in the previous tank, on a rock, and I pull it out with the tweezers. No, nothing left on the rock, nothing. Maybe some skin that I couldn't see. And now I have some Xenia. After 1 year.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah, I have some Xenia coming back. Okay, you're welcome. Stay there. No problem. You're welcome. Where did you came from? From a small piece? Okay.
Wow.
As long as it stays right there, right?
It will not stay right there. No.
Yeah.
It's the cockroach of the ocean.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not bothered that much.
I think it all depends on the type of Xenia that it is, because there are some that don't get so invasive.
Yeah,
which ones?
I got
Which
one
ones?
that I had it since my 27
hetero Xenia will not.
Does anyone wants that thingy there? I can sell it. I can sell it for free. I'm trying to. Huh?
So Hector, what kind of Xenia was that? Is it like a pom-pom type that has longer stems on it?
It's this one right here. I don't know if you can see it really good. I had it for the longest, and at one point it took off, and it was growing fast. But then, let's see, maybe this side.
Let's see if I can get any. I just screwed on the lens. No, you can't see it.
Back there. But it has stayed like that.
It grow a little bit. But by the way, anyone knows what is this mushroom called? So I have a huge green furry mushrooms.
Is that a St. Thomas mushroom?
I have no idea.
No, I have
Good.
hairy mushrooms, but mine don't look
I
like that.
I have
That one
hairy
will need a
mushrooms
haircut.
over there, and I have hairy mushrooms.
Yeah, mine look like that, like yours.
Yeah, over there. But this one doesn't look like that. There's something else.
Wow.
Kind of looks
And
a bit like a St. Thomas variety, but I don't know if
and
I've
look,
seen a green one.
that's my hand. That's the mushroom.
Yeah, I got a red one that's
And
like that.
when
That's
when
huge.
when it's open, it's like this. It's huge.
Yeah. Tina says she knows how to train Xenia. Tina, you need to do a video and
Yeah,
tell us how you do it.
Tina, come train my Xenia, please.
Oh
Come
yeah.
train my Xenia.
Yeah. Yours don't want to stay dead.
Yeah, it just proves how resilient some of them can be.
Yeah.
You know why I can grow the fireworks? What is it? Fireworks clove polyp?
Oh, that
You
that
know,
was amazing. I lost them.
yeah, I tried already twice, and nope.
I had them. I had them for 3-4 months, and they just melt away.
Yeah,
What
Yeah,
was it that you had?
the fireworks clove polyps.
I had fireworks or the one with multicolor rainbow clove
Yeah.
polyps. Yeah, I had them for 3 months, 6 months. They just melt away, disappeared.
And
No one.
and the Sunny D's. I tried already 3 times the Sunny D's, and they don't want to stay
I
alive.
don't have sunny D's. I have some
Yeah.
normal
Yeah,
zoas.
scrambled eggs.
I know scrambled eggs. I have here which 3 polyps that they're covering in coralline
rusted.
algae. Rasta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the other one was the scrambled eggs. I just got those.
These ones are scrambled eggs.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know the name. Thank you.
Yeah. Scrambled eggs.
What about these ones? What about these ones?
The yellow ones.
No, the green ones.
And
Dragon eyes or dragon eye.
Dragon
Yeah.
eye. Yeah.
Dragon eye. Thank you. Thank you. And 1 second. Don't go away. I have these ones over there.
Can't see it that good.
If I can get them focused. Wait, I will remove the lens.
And put it back on.
Oh, not this one. Sorry. 1 second. This lens. I had them. Oh my god, what's going on? I have them as an anti-venom. Do you know anything about it?
No.
Alien anti-venom. I guess it's something in UK only.
Yeah.
I don't have anything
see
closer.
Yeah, closer, maybe.
Nah,
I'm not that expert on zoas, but I try to remember names here and there. If not, I will put a name myself.
Yeah, just make something up. Who's gonna know, right?
Yeah, like this one. This one's I got here. I don't know if you remember that video that I posted with that rock full of algae. This is the zoas I got from there.
Wow, those are really
Amazing.
pretty.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The ones on the top look like what I've seen called fire and ice.
So yeah, something like that.
But the bottom ones, wow,
the
those
fire
are
and ice.
gorgeous.
And when I got that rock, it was just full of algae, just one polyp. And I got them here, and it's some more over there, right where the hermit crab is right now, right in front of them.
Wow.
They're fast, yeah. So I don't know what they call. I guess calizos.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
No, it has to be something like, I think I was saying this a couple weeks ago, like hockey sweat or you know, melon balls or
Yeah.
like, I don't know, something.
That's a nice name. Hockey sweat.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah. And the melon bowl too.
Oh yeah. I could come up with all kinds. Like I've
I
seen them in England called fairy farts and gnome spit. Like
Wow.
it just it gets ridiculous. It can be whatever you
Yeah.
want, I guess.
Coffee.
Yeah. Wow. Man, you guys, you're making me want to stay up all night here, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to call it a night. It's almost 11:30, and I still have
Oh, you're so.
dogs to walk. So
It's 4:26 in the morning here, so
yep.
I guess you're tired already.
Yeah.
Yep.
4
Well,
minutes, my life will go off.
Yep,
Guys.
I spent the week looking after a baby through the night and getting about 2 to 4 hours sleep at a time. So it's kind of catching up with me a little bit.
Yeah.
But oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mermaid's Reef. I've got some reverse gorilla nipples. Is that painful? That sounds like it's painful.
It sounds like
Yeah.
painful. Reverse Naples.
Oh, those are beautiful right there with the green. What are you calling
Oh, yeah.
those, Hector?
I don't know. I thought they were gorilla nipples. I guess we gotta put.
Okay,
something
how about Goblin Kiss?
Those ones in the center are cherry. They look like cherry limeades.
Cherry limeades. Okay.
Okay. Uh-oh. So we
Thanks
can put a name
thanks for
to it.
coming by, Carlos. Maybe one of these nights we'll have you come in the studio and show us what you got going on. If you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to. Anyway.
Yeah, like me today.
Yeah.
I don't got no hurt. I look ugly, full of paint. But thank you for having me and being patient with me.
Oh, hey, I'm really glad we finally worked things out to get you in here because I know you've had a lot going on and there's been a lot going on with your tanks lately. So this is good. They're so beautiful. It's so nice to see them.
Thank you. Yeah, it's still a work in progress. I still have a leak in this one and the overflow whenever the water goes high by the bulkhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a small leak, but again, that's a DIY. Well, it was a hang-on back overflow that I made to be a inside overflow. So
yeah,
maybe that's why.
You never know, right?
Yeah. Plus, this tank is the tank that I cracked drilling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, back then it's still holding water. So
wow,
you've
you're a lot more brave than I am. I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night.
It just when I moved everything up here, it was a headache. Cause when I first moved this tank, I had the background. I did it frosted, and I did like the look, but at the same time, it looked like a freshwater. Nothing against freshwater, but
yeah,
it made it look like a freshwater tank, and it took away the depth of the tank. So
yeah.
I had this one in place. So everything that was here, I moved it here so I could paint the background in that tank. But once I finished doing all that, I went in the bathtub and I broke the tank. I cracked it.
No.
Exactly when I was finished. So I had to go back downstairs and get the one that I put that little band-aid. So it was a long story. That's why I didn't put it in the video. I don't want to deal with that. I get mad every time I think about it. So
wow.
Things happen. But yeah, thank you for having me. And
thanks for being here, Hector. And thank you, Cesare, for joining us. It was really nice to talk to you. I appreciate how hard it is to be up in the middle of the night. So I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Also, thanks for having me. And by the way, you said earlier, are you going to upgrade? Can we have any info about that?
Oh, we're going to be moving. We're going to be building a new house, and part of the plans are to have a special room for a bigger tank. It's going to be somewhere around 300 gallons. And,
well done.
and then another, probably another 200 in the basement with the sump and refugium and all that kind of thing. So we're working on some really cool and different plans for lighting and finishes and stuff like that. So yeah.
Can't
So
wait.
you are going to the Alex route.
Well,
Basement tanks.
not quite. We are going to have special ventilation and special types of structural alterations underneath to hold it. We're going to have holes through the foundation for outside air lines and other outside lines, and we're going to do it right from the start because the house will be built, so we can build around it.
Well done. Congratulations.
So we'll
and good
see.
luck.
And my husband was sitting down when I told him the budget I would need for this. So he still hasn't actually said yes, and I think he's hoping that maybe I'll change my mind. But
Well,
who
take
knows,
me
right?
out of my book. He
Don't
didn't
change.
say yes, but he didn't say no either.
Exactly. Well, and I mean, to be honest, I have some ideas about seeing whether I can get some help with like some sponsorship for expensive bits and pieces that maybe I can get them wholesale instead of paying a retail price.
Let's
know,
hope Ecotech is hearing this.
Well, if I was an Ecotech fan, and maybe, but I
Or
can't really
AI.
say that I am.
Okay, or AI.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. You never
Whatever
know,
comes
right?
free is better.
Yeah.
You can
Thanks,
make some
Jay.
videos about them.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, man, oh man, I hate to stop in the middle of a good conversation, but I
Thanks for
really
having
do
me.
have to go. Thanks, Cesare and Hector and Alex.
Let's hope we can make it again next weekend or sometimes.
Yep. I'll be sending out the reminder videos for the next time we have a stream. It'll be February 1st.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
All right. That's awesome.
All right, good night.
Thanks, everyone. And thanks, everyone in
Have
the
a good
chat.
night, everyone. And have a good week, everyone.
Yep. You too.
Have a good
Okay.
one. Thanks.
Have a good one, guys. Take care, guys.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, now, thanks so much to everyone who came along tonight in the studio, in the chat, and watching. And to those of you who are watching the replay, thank you too for sticking around to the end. I'll have to skip next Saturday because of long-standing plans, so the next live stream will be Saturday night, February 1st. Have a great week.